I was 27, flat broke, buried under a mountain of student debt, and my own brother, bless his pragmatic heart, looked me dead in the eye and told me to stop living in a fantasy. He wasn't wrong, not entirely. From the outside, my dreams probably looked like a child's crayon drawing. But 6 months later, almost to the day, I signed a contract for the exact job I'd been meticulously picturing in my head every single morning. The same corner office, that same sweeping view of the bridge, even the same ridiculously specific stupid red stapler. If you've ever felt that sting of being laughed at, dismissed, or told your dreams are just too outlandish, then you need to stick around. Because I'm not just telling you a story. I am handing you the exact 5-minute visualization loop that didn't just turn the joke into my reality, but into my actual signed-on-the-dotted-line resume. I broke it down in 5 sections. Section 1. The laughing phase. Yeah, I was that cliché kid, all right. The one who counted down the minutes until Friday, whose notebooks were filled with elaborate doodles of impossible skyscrapers, and who secretly, fiercely, wanted to be the youngest creative director my dream agency had ever promoted. Secretly being the operative word, because every time I dared to whisper that ambition out loud, someone somewhere would inevitably chuckle. My college roommate, bless his practical accounting major soul, actually patted my shoulder once and suggested with a straight face, "Hey, maybe aim for senior intern first, huh?" It was meant to be helpful, I guess. But it felt like a punch to the gut. It worked too. I started seriously second-guessing myself, shrinking my dreams to fit other people's comfort zones. Was I really that delusional? Then, like a beacon in a fog, I stumbled upon this mind-blowing study from the University of Chicago. It wasn't some woo-woo self-help guru, it was science. The research showed that mental rehearsal, vividly imagining an action or an outcome, actually fires the exact same neural pathways, the same neurons, as physically performing that action. Think about that for a second. Your brain, the most powerful supercomputer on the planet, literally can't tell the difference between a vividly imagined victory and a real, tangible one. That single electrifying line wasn't just information. It felt like a cosmic permission slip to stop shrinking, to stop apologizing, and to start daydreaming on purpose, with a vengeance. It wasn't crazy, it was neuroscience. Section 2. Discovering the tool. Let's be clear. I wasn't suddenly aiming for Olympic gold medals or a blockbuster movie star paycheck overnight. My goal was far more grounded, yet still felt impossibly out of reach. I just wanted that ideal career poster I had tacked up in my mind to somehow become my actual Tuesday morning staff meeting. That's when I remembered Jim Carrey's legendary trick. The guy literally wrote himself a $10 million check for acting services rendered, dated it years in the future, and kept it in his wallet until he cashed it. If it worked for him, why not me? So, I grabbed a bright yellow post-it note, scribbled my future job title, creative director, dream agency name, and dated it exactly 6 months out. That little square of paper became my sacred artifact, slapped right onto my bathroom mirror, a non-negotiable part of my morning routine. And that's where the daily 5-minute ritual began. Same time, every single morning, same place standing in front of that mirror. And yes, the same specific pump-up song playing in my headphones. Why so rigid? Because consistency isn't just good advice. It's the ultimate cheat code, the secret sauce that makes the picture stick, that carves those new neural pathways deeper and deeper. I'd close my eyes, hit play on my mental soundtrack, and fully immerse myself. I'd walk myself through the polished lobby, feel the slight rumble of the elevator ascending, anticipate the firm handshake with the CEO, imagine settling into that sleek glass-topped desk. I could practically feel the warmth of the ceramic mug as I sipped my perfectly brewed coffee, approving campaigns with a confident nod. I'd lean back, feeling the supple leather of the ergonomic chair against my back, the cool, smooth texture under my palms. I could almost smell the faint, comforting vanilla candle my assistant, who I hadn't even met yet, always burned, and hear the muted, rhythmic ping of Slack notifications from my team. If my mind, ever the rebel, dared to wander to impending bills or the stack of rejection emails piling up, I wouldn't beat myself up. Instead, I just gently, firmly, rewind the scene like a YouTube video and start over. No judgment, no self-criticism, just a quick mental reload and back into the vision. Section 3. The 5-step loop. All right, enough about my journey. Here's the practical, actionable breakdown of the 5-minute visualization loop you can literally steal and start using tonight. This isn't rocket science, but it is brain science. Step 1. Past anchor. Before you try to convince your brain of a future win, remind it of a past one. Think about a moment, any moment, where you absolutely crushed it. Maybe it was acing a tough exam, landing a small client, or even, yes, baking the perfect gooey brownie that impressed everyone. The size of the win doesn't matter. The feeling does. Your brain is a loyal investor, but it needs proof of concept. It needs to know you're a winner, even a small-scale one, before it's willing to fund the next bigger sequel. This isn't about bragging. It's about building a foundation of self-belief. Step 2. Future snap. This is crucial. Don't visualize a whole movie. That's too much for 5 minutes. Instead, pick one single, hyper-specific snapshot that unequivocally screams, "I made it." Think of it like a mental Polaroid. For me, it was that stupid red stapler sitting on my glass desk, with the specific skyline framed perfectly in the window behind it. It wasn't a montage of success. It was one crystal clear image. What's your made it Polaroid? Get specific, get singular. Step 3, sense overload. This is where the magic really happens, making that mental snapshot feel real. Don't just see it. What does it smell like? The new car leather, the fresh cut grass of your dream home, the faint scent of success. What does it sound like? The congratulatory phone call, the specific music playing in your new office, the quiet hum of your perfect environment. What does it feel like? The texture of the leather chair, the cool metal of the award, the warmth of a celebratory hug. The more senses you actively recruit, the more neurons you fire, and the stickier, more believable that image becomes to your subconscious. You're essentially creating a virtual reality experience for your brain. Step 4. Emotional rocket fuel. This isn't just about seeing it, it's about feeling it. What emotions would flood you in that made it moment? The profound relief of finally achieving it. The overwhelming pride in your hard work. That deep, satisfying exhale that says, "I can finally relax, I did it." Emotion is the pure, unadulterated voltage that lights up the entire circuit of your visualization. It's the energy that tells your brain, this isn't just a fantasy, this is deeply meaningful, and we need to make this happen. Without emotion, it's just a picture. With emotion, it's a blueprint for your future. Step 5, micro move. When that 5-minute timer buzzes, don't just stop. Do one tiny, almost ridiculously small physical action that signifies you are serious, that you are already on your way. For me, it was printing out the dream company's logo on a plain piece of paper and carefully taping it inside my planner. It looked a little nuts, sure, but it was a tangible signal. It tells your subconscious, and frankly, the universe, that you're not just wishing. You're actively cooperating, taking the first physical steps, no matter how small, towards that mental picture. Something that says, I'm in. Section 4, the grit between pictures. Now let's get real. Visualization isn't some magic wand, and it's certainly not Netflix for your mind where you just passively watch your dreams unfold. Oh no. You still have to put in the gritty, unglamorous work. You still gotta pitch. You still gotta apply. You'll absolutely get rejected, probably more than once. You'll have to tirelessly edit that portfolio, and then you'll repeat the whole arduous cycle. This isn't a substitute for action. It's a catalyst for more effective action. But here's the mind-bending twist. The part where the rubber truly meets the road. After about 3 weeks of consistent daily visualization, something subtle but profound shifted. I started recognizing opportunities that, honestly, I used to just scroll right past, dismissing them as irrelevant or too good to be true. Remember that random LinkedIn message from a creative recruiter? Before, my cynical brain would have instantly assumed it was a typo, a scam, or just someone casting a wide net. I'd have deleted it without a second thought. But this time, something felt different. The mental loop had primed me, sharpened my perception, so that I saw it not as spam, but as a potential plot point in my unfolding story. An opening. So I answered. That led to 2 interviews. I bombed the first one, spectacularly. It stung. But instead of retreating, I devoured the feedback, analyzed every misstep, and then went back to my visualization loop. I revisualized the second interview, not just as a do-over, but as a director's cut. Perfect, polished, confident. I rehearsed every question, every answer, every handshake, every moment of connection. When I showed up for that second interview, I wasn't just hopeful. I felt, deep in my bones, like I was already hired. The confidence wasn't arrogance. It was a quiet certainty born from countless mental rehearsals. They asked the classic, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" question, and without missing a beat, I didn't just rattle off generic corporate speak. I described the exact corner office, the specific view, the type of team, the culture. Every detail I'd been visiting every single dawn in my head. The panel exchanged glances, a mixture of surprise and something else. It was like I'd somehow accessed their internal strategy deck, or perhaps even their own unspoken vision for the role. The offer came in the very next afternoon. 6 months to the day on that yellow post-it note. Coincidence? Maybe. But I don't believe in coincidences anymore. I believe in pre-production. Section 5. When reality copies the JPEG, my first day on the job felt like walking onto a movie set where I already knew all the lines. I stepped off the elevator, and I literally froze. A goofy smile probably plastered across my face. The subtle geometric pattern of the carpet. The sleek, minimalist pendant lights hanging in the hallway. Even the slightly crooked tie of the security guard at the welcome desk. It all matched the vivid, high-definition morning movie I'd been streaming in my skull for months. Every detail was there, right down to the ambient hum of the office. It was uncanny. Then I finally reached my assigned desk, and there it was, sitting center stage, almost like a spotlight was on it. A bright, unapologetically red stapler, identical in every single detail to the one I'd imagined. It wasn't just similar, it was the stapler. Turns out the previous person in the role had left it behind, and apparently nobody else wanted the ugly cherry thing, as one coworker later called it. I laughed so hard, a genuine, unbridled burst of joy, that my new teammates definitely thought I'd lost it on my very first day. But that moment, that silly red stapler, wasn't just a funny coincidence. It sealed the deal for me, cementing an undeniable truth. That picture I'd been holding in my mind, it wasn't pretend, it wasn't just a fantasy. It was pre-production. It was the universe confirming, "We got your memo. We've been working on it." I know I said 5 sections, but I'm adding one more. So here is Section 6. Section 6 is about common killers and fixes. Even the best tools can be misused or sabotaged. Let's talk about the common killers that can derail your visualization efforts, and how to fix them before they even start. Killer 1: vague clouds. This is probably the biggest trap. I want to be rich isn't a vision. It's a wish, a hazy fog that your brain can't latch onto. I want to close a $90,000 copywriting retainer with a tech startup by December 31st, 2026, and celebrate with a specific bottle of champagne. That's a screenshot. Your brain thrives on specifics. It can't build something if it doesn't have a clear blueprint. So fix it. Inject numbers, specific colors, textures, names, and concrete dates into your vision. Make it so precise you could almost taste it. The clearer the target, the easier it is to hit. Killer 2: skip days. Think of your neural pathways, the ones you're trying to build and strengthen with visualization, like gym muscles. You hit the gym consistently for a month, you see progress. You miss a week, 2 weeks, and they start to atrophy, to fade. The same goes for this mental practice. It needs consistency to build momentum and solidify those new connections. Life happens, I get it. But don't let it become a habit of skipping. Fix it. Set a non-negotiable recurring phone alarm. Label it something intriguing like 5-min movie or future you check-in. Treat it like a sacred appointment, because it genuinely is. Killer 3: toxic evidence. This one sneaks up on you. You're scrolling through social media at midnight, seeing all the doom and gloom posts about the job market, the economy, how impossible it is to succeed. That constant barrage of negativity, of toxic evidence, actively rewires your brain to believe that the world is hopeless, that your dreams are futile. It's like trying to grow a delicate plant in a field of weeds. Fix it. Become a ruthless auditor of your inputs. What are you consuming? Who are you listening to? What news are you reading? Consciously curate your information diet. Unfollow the negativity. Seek out success stories, inspiring content, and people who believe in possibility. Your dream doesn't just depend on your visualization. It depends on the mental environment you create for it to thrive. Protect that space like your future depends on it, because it absolutely does. Okay. So, here's my challenge to you, right now. Try this 5-minute visualization loop for just 14 days. That's 2 weeks. It's a tiny commitment for potentially massive results. I'm genuinely curious. What's the weirdest, most uncanny coincidence that shows up in your life after you start? Drop it in the comments below. I'll be lurking, cheering you on, and maybe even pinning the craziest, most unbelievable story. Your success is the fuel for this whole community. And speaking of fuel, if you want the exact printable cheat sheet I used, the one that outlines these 5 steps so you don't miss a beat, it's completely free. The link is right below this video. Go grab it. And hey, if my story, if this concept, if even just the idea of that red stapler added even an ounce of rocket fuel to your day, then please do me a solid, smash that subscribe button. It tells YouTube that we're not just a bunch of dreamers. We're not crazy. We're just early. We're pioneers. In conclusion, let them laugh. Let them chuckle at your currently blank bank account, your slightly scuffed off-brand laptop, or your Delulu dreams. Let them shake their heads and tell you to get real, because while they're busy critiquing, judging, and doubting from the sidelines, you'll be quietly, consistently, directing the most epic morning movie of your life, the one where you already won, the one where your future is not just a hope, but a vividly rehearsed reality. Keep that loop tight, keep the emotion loud, and yes, keep that stapler red, because the only approval you truly need is your own. I can't wait to see you on the other side of what others deemed impossible.